Alright guys, welcome back to Guards' Garage. On this episode, we're going to be discussing the electrical issues that are very common on these 05 through 09 Mustangs. And that has to do with the smart junction box. And I've seen plenty of videos where they discuss about one issue or another issue. And the thing is that there can be multiple, so we're going to try to put them all together in this video. And I'm going to show you a little bit of the removal process and to inspect these. So the very most common problem that you're going to experience is that they'll mention is these drain plugs that are under the cowling system. So I'm going to show you how you remove the cowling system, and I'm going to try to pinpoint them here. See if I can show you where you can see them. But I've got this lamp here to try to, so see this rubber grommet right there, this one right here, you can pull that out, clean this out of the leaves, and that's going to allow you to drain and not create water to accumulate and drain into your smart junction box. But something that was not mentioned in a lot of those videos is these clips right here. If you notice, if you touch them, they're like a little soft foam material, and when these get brittle and mess up, this is where the cowling system, like this one, clips onto. So there's also videos where people remove these, put RTV silicone underneath them, put them back in so that water doesn't drain into your cabin area, which could create the, sorry about that guys, but I'm gonna be doing some yard work, so there might be some background noise. But yeah, they should be able to access, I'm trying to show you guys here, it's gonna be hard to see here. I wanted you guys to see where you can access that through. Let's see if I can do it on the driver's side. It's a little easier to see. See that right there? This one right there. This right there, that little rubber. You can actually reach in here, which is what I'm gonna do on the driver's side, and pull them out. So you can see on this one, there's a little bit of debris in here that was already starting to accumulate, but nothing major that was creating the water to store it on them. Go ahead and remove it. Yeah. So we're gonna remove both of those. That's the first thing. And I did end up having electrical problems with my tail light, but as you can see, it wasn't due to this right here, because these are in really great condition. These drain plugs were actually clean, so that wasn't my problem either. But I'm gonna remove both of them. These I'm gonna leave alone for now because as you can see, they're in good shape. This car used to be garage kept. This is an 06 Mustang with only 50,000 miles, and it's 2025 guys, so really well taken care of. This is the cowling that goes in that area, as I'm not sure if I mentioned, but you gotta put your wipers, get them to go up, and then once they go up, turn the key off, the ignition off, so that you can be able to pull this out. So this is very simple. You only got these clips that go in those areas that I was telling you over there. They fall into this area right here. Then you got these right here, these little clips that if you've worked with these, you know that when you try to spin these out, they really don't work. You either have to kind of pry in here to pop them out, or you have to push this with a flat screwdriver from the bottom up, and then you can pull these out. So yeah, so that's not the problem on this one. We're gonna move along. We're gonna show you guys the other common problem, which is on your passenger side. What you end up having to do first is you have to remove this right here, clips out. That's all you have right here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 clips that go in this area right here. So once you remove this, that gives you access to the smart junction box, which this one's going to look very different because this car has sound system. It has the supercharger, so it has an aftermarket cooling system for that. So backup camera. So this guy, he did a lot of additional wiring to that. And again, guys, sorry about the background noise. I hope you guys can understand it. But we're doing this in our garage outside. So now let's talk about this right here. What you're going to remove here, you got the same deal. You got only one clip right here on this side that pulls out. You got 1, 2, 3 clips that hold on this area. So it kind of just pulls out here once you remove this. As you can see, one of my clips actually stayed on here. That's fine. You can either remove it, put it back on the plastic, or just put it back in here, and it'll grip also in this area right here. So when it comes to the smart junction box, there's one bolt, this one right here, that you can remove. As you can see, mine was already removed. And then there's these slots where it kind of just hooks up into, and you kind of remove it. And there's plenty of videos on that. You look for corrosion, which I did. Another thing that why I knew that this wasn't gonna be my problem was because I didn't have water on my interior, and my electrical problem was only due to no running lights. So I'll put a timestamp. Stay tuned, because I'm gonna put what wires I'm gonna show with the test light in the back, the 2 plugs that are there in case you have tail light problems. What wires control your running lights, what wires control your blinkers, which ones control your stops. In case you're ever trying to troubleshoot your Mustang with test light, you have access to that kind of information. So yeah, back to my particular case, nothing was wet back here. I was able to remove that junction box, so I know this isn't my problem. And I knew that this reason why I never started with this is because I kind of had a feeling it wasn't going to be my smart junction box, because I wasn't having what people mentioned, your what is it, you start having these like starting problems. It just, your whole cluster, you know, it just creates a whole electrical thing, which makes sense because you got so many wires, so many plugs that are controlled out of this. So that's why I didn't start with this. And I haven't pinpointed what my main problem was, but let me show you what we got back here. So I was able to remove plastic housing that goes here, which isn't that complicated. But here you can see my situation again, how I have plenty of wires because of all these aftermarket sequential kit that was installed to it, the backup camera and things like that. But what is original is going to be your two plugs. You got two plugs that are coming from your smart junction box, which is this one and this one right here. And that's what we're going to demonstrate with the test light, which wires control what. But in my particular case, brown and red is your running lights. And what I ended up doing was tapping into my driver's side, which wasn't creating any problems, and running it to my passenger. And this is the one that got my light fixed. And I did not put current or connect this back into here connected because since my problem was shorted from coming from the smart junction box this way, I didn't want to continue to add power and potentially short the system. So I left that alone. And what I'm going to do is tuck these in and wrap this up really nicely, tape it up, and leave it like that. But do it at your own risk. It's not, obviously it's best to find your problem, but you would have to trace your wire all the way back, which is not something that I was ready to do. So if you guys want to do this and do a quick fix, then you know, it's up to you guys and you want to MacGyver it. But I did have a comment already on my YouTube short say that this is how the rat nest problems start when you buy a used car from Facebook Market, which is correct, right? But this one already, as you can tell, has its own rat's nest, so that's why I was okay with leaving it like this. So let's go ahead and show you guys what this plug actually controls here. So go ahead and turn on the running lights now. You got the running lights on? Okay. So for your running lights, this one right here, you're gonna have the top one and your bottom one. So, but if you notice, that's gonna be on the inside. It's gonna be blue and yellow and brown and red, and it's gonna be the same for the passenger side. But this blue and yellow, when you look at this connection right here, one of them is it's a dummy. See, you don't have anything that it powers, and the same goes for the other side. So I could have essentially grabbed current from there and jumped it, like from here to here, and it would have got my running lights running. But I had my neighbor help me with this right here. I told him I wanted him to do it for me. He's a mechanic, but he's like, yeah, I wouldn't tap into that one that's there just as a dummy because it could potentially, we don't know what it's being used for, what it's connected to, it could short stuff out. So this worked just fine, just tapping into that. So that's the first thing we want to show. And again, what was happening with mine initially was that those two wires that I just showed you right now, one of them right here was not getting current, and that's why we ended up tapping. So let's move along now to show you guys here how none of these other ones have current, only those two. All right, Dom, press the stop. You have the stop pressed? Okay. So for your stop, it's going to be your middle plug, the middle wires, which on your actual plug stop is going to be we got red and white. That's going to be your stop. Okay, so I'm assuming that your turn signals are going to be the ones to the far left. Do the turn signals? You got the key forward? Yeah. Do the left turn signal? Okay, I was wrong, guys. So the turn signals are actually coming out of your same stop, the one that you use for your stops, which is your middle ones, which is red and white, top and bottom. So in my case, I didn't have to tap into none of that because my turn signals, my stops were working on the passenger side. It was just my running lights that I was having issues with. Also on my YouTube short video, I show how I ended up replacing one of my bulbs because it was having a bad connection that I would put in there, and it will wiggle out and create issues. So if you're having that where it kind of comes on and off, and you do have current, you have no problem with your current, then you just need to replace your bulbs and you'll be okay. But turn on the hazards, son. You got the hazards? Okay. So the hazards is also as well makes sense that it's coming from your metal connection. So then what we have here, the black, which makes sense, they're usually black is associated with ground, that's a ground, and then on the other side it's a green with like a brown, and those connect here with your yellow and white and your black. So these, if you're trying to troubleshoot, your far left are going to be grounds, your middle, top and bottom both have to have current, going to be your stops and your hazards, and your far right is going to be your running lights. So I hope this helps you troubleshoot your problem. I'm going to wrap this up, and I'm okay with leaving mine like this. Stay tuned for check out the other videos if you're interested in Mustang content. This is the 06 stock internal. supercharged 500 horsepower, which has been running this system since pretty much 20,000 miles, so almost 25,000 miles. And a lot of people say that these engines can't hold that kind of power, but I guess it depends how you use it, right? If you're constantly racing it, which we don't. So stay tuned to see how long that lasts. Thank you for tuning in.